Hello viewers, next up is a list of 5 best manhwa recommendations of all time to read it didn't already. Number 5, Solo Leveling. Approximately 10 years ago, after the gate separating the normal world from the monster world opened, some common citizens were granted the ability to hunt monsters inside these gates. The story centers on Sung Jin-woo, a notoriously weak hunter who is caught up in an apparently never-ending struggle for dominance. His mom's medical bills and his sister's tuition need to be paid, and he had to risk his life every time and struggles to survive as he was accepting death. He suddenly received a strange power that may change his life from the weakest hunter to the strongest S-rank hunter. Unless you're really starting new, you should have heard of Solo Leveling by now. It's one of the most liked manhwa out there. The different plot arcs of Solo Leveling build characters as the story unfolds, making it the beloved and well-known manhwa is today. Solo Leveling has incredible narrative arcs filled with nerve-wracking battle scenes, character development, and memorable personalities. If you're new to manhwa, then Solo Leveling is a good series to start with. Number 4, Beginning After the End. The late King Gray's life is followed in The Beginning After the End. Following his untimely death and subsequent rebirth, Arthur was lying on the bright new continent, a magical place full with fantastical creatures. The king has a second chance to live his life, but fixing the faults of his past won't be his only task. An undercurrent threatens to undermine everything he has worked for. Throughout this series, The Beginning After the End is an excellent action fantasy webcomic that reinvigorates old tropes and injects new genres into the story. The webcomic, it takes the reader on an exciting journey as the story follows the reincarnated king with his new life, where adventure awaits him. Number 3, Legend of the Northern Blade. When the world was plunged into darkness, martial artists gathered to form the Northern Heavenly Sect, creating a place where people began to enjoy peace again. However, as time passed, the learned martial arts but little later, they know as the technique secretly was left behind. Right in plain sight embarks the main character journey to acquire the strongest martial art and getting his. The martial artists began to conspire against it and eventually caused the death of the sect leader, destroying the sect with it, as everyone left, leaving behind the sect leader only son, as he never his revenge. A series with an original story, a well-developed characters, and amazing and unique art. It delivers the great enjoyment and hype of an awesome power fantasy for a relatively new series. Number 2, Tower of God. Bom is the protagonist of Tower of God. He has spent the majority of his life alone, confined beneath a massive, enigmatic tower, with only his close companion Rachel by his side. Nothing was more important to him than continuing to live with her. However, when Rachel decides she wants to climb the tower, she sets out on her own quest, leaving Bom behind. Bom, desperately following in her tracks, begins his adventure to the mysterious tower full of trials. The series' first artwork is not so amazing, but it improves over time. The narrative is quite worthwhile. There was also an anime version of the series. Season 1 ended around chapter 80 in the manhwa, which the anime skipped and changed in certain places. Number 1, The Horizon. Two children accidentally cross paths while fleeing from the war in a long, deserted road. Without any adults to turn to, the two strangers become friends and begin traveling together to see what is at the end of the path. They walk side by side. All they want is to continue being able to advance. What sort of disasters and sufferings lie in place for them on their quest for survival? The series is probably the shortest masterpiece around. It's really good, but a painful reality, and as much as I will miss this one, we gotta keep moving forward basically on your journey in the world of manhwa, and if you're lucky enough, you will stumble around some hidden gems from time to time, and it's a great feeling.